friends, thank you for joining me on the channel Jane Reads. My name is Jeanette. So I am standing up for this video today so that I can grab books off my bookshelf. I am going to do the summertime get to know me book tag. I saw Amanda from Book Lover Amanda do it and I thought, oh, this might be fun. I was looking for a video for today, so this is what we're going to do. I have taken the time to write down the questions in my reading journal, but I've thought about some of them, but I don't have full answers for all of them. Some of them will just be whatever book I grab. So let's dive right into this. Question number 1. It's barbecue time. Pick a favorite author. They are inviting you to a barbecue to announce their newest work. What do you hope they're announcing, and what are you bringing to share? Okay, so the favorite author that I am hoping is announcing something is Terry Blackstock. It has been way too long since she's put out a book. I'm hoping she would be announcing a new book. I think I'm pretty sure Aftermath is her newest release. When was this one? So this is 2021. Knock my books over. And yes, Smokescreen is 2019. So 2021 is her most recent release. And what I hope she's announcing, other than just a new book, I really hope she's announcing a series. Because then it'll be more than a standalone. Her last 2 have been standalones. And with a series, you know it would be longer. You meet or get to really know characters and follow characters that you meet in book 1, usually with a series. So yes, that is what I hope is being announced. I don't even care what it's about, really. Just as long as suspense, has a bit of romance, and is a series. And what am I going to bring to this barbecue? I think I will bring egg salad. It's not something I make a lot. My husband really likes it. And yeah, so that's what I think I'll bring. Okay. Question number 2. Road trip. Pick a real world setting from a recent or not so recent read. Where would that road trip take you? Okay, so I thought of a lot of books for this. And there was one I actually just talked about in my July wrap-up that I read. That is Count the Nights by Stars by Michelle Shockley. This would take me to Nashville. And basically, when I talked about it in my July wrap-up, because this book has made me want to go to Nashville just to see the Parthenon building. I don't even care about going inside. But that is not the book I'm going to talk about. I am going to talk about, which I also read in July, Through Waters Deep by Sarah Sundin. This one is set in Boston. So that would take me, my road trip would take me to Boston. And in a section of this, Mary is playing tour guide with Jim. Why did I want to call him Jimmy? With Jim, and they go to a bunch of different Boston settings, but one of them is the USS Constitution, and they go on, is that the name of the boat? Why did that sound wrong to me? It is the USS Constitution. So they go and tour the ship that is docked there. And I know for a fact that it is still docked there and you can go and tour it. And the USS Constitution is something I've always wanted to see. So Boston is one of those places that we plan to go at some point. Because growing up, my dad had started a boat, like a model ship, and started building it. And every time we moved, I remember moving just the boat part of it. The sails and stuff were not attached, but the boat frame was done. He had completed it. And then we had the box for it. I was thinking the box was right there, but it's not. So we would have the box that had all the other pieces in for him to finish the ship at some point. And this moved with us probably 5 times at least. Like, I remember it all through childhood. And when my father passed away, we actually found somebody who was able to finish the ship for us and put the sails on. And so we have that. Me and my husband have that at our house. And so that sits on a shelf, and I'll try to insert a picture here. So yes, so seeing the USS Constitution in real life, in person, would be amazing. And this book talked about them being there and talked about the number of gun holes and stuff on the ship. So yes, Through Waters Deep by Sarah Sundin. Okay, number 3, camping. Do you rough it, say a tent, sleeping bag, or do you require amenities? And will you read more than usual? I am not a camper anymore. I grew up in scouting and guiding. Both my parents had been scout leaders before I was even born, like when they were early 20s. And so then when they started having kids, the 2 of us, we went into guiding and scouting. And so I grew up going camping. As I got a bit older, then they bought their first trailer. So then we camped in a trailer rather than tents. Now, me and my husband are hotel campers. Yeah, give me the amenities, please. I need a bed. I need hot water. I need a proper bathroom. Yeah. And I would like electricity because I need my blow dryer and my hair straightener. I'm not going to be roughing it. No, thank you. Okay. And will I read more than usual if I do go camping? It all depends. If I'm with somebody who will sit and read and not talk to me because they're just sitting there, then yes, I would read more than usual. But most likely I will be with somebody who will not sit and read, my husband. And if I sit down and try to read and he's kind of doing nothing, I'm not going to get much reading done. So, and that's kind of a typical on a vacation anyways, is I do not get much reading done. I get a lot more reading done at home during a normal schedule. Okay, number 4, festivals. You're attending a BookTube Festival where dressing as your favorite literary character is the only requirement. Who do you go dressed as and why? This one has stumped me. This one I have been thinking about for a while because I'm thinking if I'm dressing as a literary character, I want it to be obvious who I am and not, well, who are you? Who are you? Who are you supposed to be? Like, I want it to be obvious, but I don't want to be so obvious that everybody's going to be wearing the same thing. So then I think of Anne from Anne and Green Gables. Like, a lot of people are going to dress like Anne. And I was like, I don't know. So my first thing was thinking, when I was younger, one of the literary characters that I loved was, I loved the Babysitter's Club. And the character in the Babysitter's Club that I loved was Claudia. Because it always talked about how she never wore the same hairstyle twice, always different. Just, she could get away with wearing whatever she wanted, loud. She wasn't part of the fashion sense. She set her own fashion and she was artistic and stuff. And I thought, that might be a fun character to dress as. Again, it wouldn't be very obvious though who you're dressed as. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess my main thing is whatever character I pick, I don't want to be so I don't want to be asked a million times who I am, but I also don't want it to be like everybody else either. Kind of an individualist, but also obvious who I am. Yeah. I better not sign up for any BookTube festivals soon that I need to dress as a literary character, because I don't know who I would dress as. Okay, let's go on to number 5. Slice of life. What is something others may consider simple or mundane, but it's something you cannot see a summer without? Okay, this is funny because this was not planned at all, but my husband brought this home today. It's a McDonald's iced coffee, and I am normally a black coffee drinker, but when it comes to iced coffee, I love the cream in it. It's so weird. But a summer for me, these are $1.25 for all summer. So that's why I consider it thinks of summer. It wouldn't be a summer without them because I love them. And the other thing would be sitting on our back deck reading. Because sometimes, like, I'm a cold person 90% of the time. And so a lot of times it's not warm enough outside for me to sit outside and read without like a jacket or a sweater or something. So when it gets to the nice hot days, I love to sit outside and read. And yeah, so that is kind of my summer slice of life that is really simple, kind of mundane, but it's just fun. Okay. Number 6, scary story. Which author would you invite to go camping with you, knowing you would want to hear the scariest story they could tell around the campfire? I think Carrie Stewart Parks. I think she could write some stories that are kind of creepy and really get into your head about them. She writes suspense, mainly romantic suspense, I would say, but where the suspense is definitely the prevalent part of her writing, of her stories. And the book that I kind of think of the most, which I have not read yet, is, what's it called? Will this tell me? So I don't own the book itself. Yes, A Cry from Dust, which is book 1 in the Gwen Macy series. This one is book 2, The Bones Will Speak. But A Cry from Dust is like, it's about cults and stuff. And it is on my want to read list. But even just the cover kind of creeps me out. I'll put the cover here. And so, yeah, I think she could tell a pretty scary story. But I don't want to be too scared when I'm out in the wilderness with wildlife surrounding me and stuff, because just a little noise creeps me out when I'm trying to sleep at night sometimes. Maybe I shouldn't read suspense book right before bed. Okay. Number 7. First love or summer crush. A romantic interest during the summer months often leads to a bittersweet ending or a lasting impact. Which do you prefer to read, and how does the age of the characters affect this opinion? I prefer to read lasting impact. I want a happy ending. Yeah. And for my age of the characters, I don't really care so much, other than like college age and above. I don't really like young adult, like a new adult, like 18, 19, 20. I want them to grow up a bit first and kind of experience a bit of life. And a lot of the stories that I read are, I would say, late 20s, in their 30s. So they've had a bit of life experience in the real world. and come with struggles and challenges of that, or things they need to overcome. And that's what I enjoy the most. But I also really like older characters. I really like the grandfather, grandmother characters that are kind of impacting, sharing wisdom on those around them and younger. I really like those characters as well. Yeah, but I want it to be a happy ending. Okay, number 8, nostalgia. What is a book or books that imbibe you with an overwhelming sense of summer nostalgia? They don't have to take place during the summer, but provide a strong attachment somehow. I don't think I have a ton of nostalgia to a season per se. So kind of, I'm going to go like nostalgia, I think, when I'm younger and stuff. So I'm going to say Babysitter's Club, because I remember reading Babysitter's Club on vacation, and I assume we went for vacation in the summer. I don't really know for sure like what year like I associate it with, but they're really the ones that kind of bring me back to childhood, along with Sweet Valley Twins and Nancy Drew. Those are kind of the main things I remember from childhood, but the one that sticks out the most is Babysitter's Club. Yeah. And, you know, that Claudia, again, was great, like having her own phone in her own room, and yeah. Was that Claudia? I think that was Claudia that had that. Yeah. Okay. Number 9, summer stories. What is a book or books you would recommend where summertime is the primary focus? So the first books I think of, I do not own myself, or I don't own physically, and that is Courtney Walsh's Nantucket series. There's 3 books in this series, I think, maybe 4 actually. But the one that I think of is It Any Wonder, where it takes place in July, mainly July, and they're talking about 2 people meeting up for their July birthdays. They share the same birthday. They were really, really close friends, and then something happened between the families, and they had made a promise before whatever the incident happened that on their 30th birthday they would meet up on this date. I want to say their birthday was July 30th, but I could be mistaken on that. It's been a while since I read that book. And obviously something has happened over the years, and the question is, are they going to meet up? Will the other person show up if they go to this meeting place? And really that takes place mainly in the summer. But the also reason I think summer is because it's in Nantucket. Nantucket seems like a summertime destination. Another book series talking about like summertime destinations is the Three Sisters Island series by Suzanne Woods Fisher. So book 1 is On a Summer Tide. So, I mean, summer is in the title. And book 2 is On a Coastal Breeze. And book 3 is At Lighthouse Point. And so in this one, we are following 3 sisters and their single father who lost his wife a couple years prior and has been struggling. So he makes a decision and moves to this island in Maine. And all 3 sisters end up coming with him. They are older at this time, like early college age or in college. And they end up coming to the island with him. And each book follows each one of the sisters, but they're all very active in each other's books. And it does not take place only in the summer. It carries over throughout the year and then picks up, like, I think each book kind of picks up at the summer of the next year, like getting ready for the summer season or something. Again, it's been a little while since I read it, but On a Summer Tide was my favorite of the series, and I really connected with this family and these characters, and I And oh, did I say it was set in Maine? I think I did, but if I didn't, it's set in Maine. And so I think of that as a summer destination as well. So those are kind of the two series that I would recommend. The Nantucket Love Story series by Courtney Walsh and Three Sisters Island by Suzanne Woods Fisher. They are both contemporary romance stories. I would say I don't have a suspense to recommend for that because I don't think of those as summer reads per se or as summer destinations. Yeah. Okay, so that is all the questions. I am not going to tag anybody in this video, but if you want to do this video, consider yourself tagged, and I would love to see your answers. Please tell me, what is your favorite summer destination? I don't normally travel in the summer. We tend to go usually late spring, early fall, because we don't have kids, so we don't have to travel around the school year calendar. And so that is kind of our ideal times to travel. So I don't think of a summer destination per se the same way that you might think of a summer destination. So I would love to chat in the comments below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.